Welcome back to the Anthony Spade Reactions channel. You're now tuning into Sigma Nation podcast. And today we're going to be talking about the differences between alpha, beta, and sigma male. This is a Sigma male channel. We do represent introverted alpha males that focuses on accomplishing dreams and self-improvement. There's a lot of other preferences that guys may have with Sigma male, but mainly when I talk about Sigma male, this is the type of guy that I represent. All right, today we will be breaking down the differences between alpha, beta, and sigma. It's because I do get a lot of emails about this where people are asking me questions about, hey, why do betas do this? Why do alpha do that? Would that make me a sigma? Does this make me a sigma? That seems to be the question that's always being asked. But there are differences between the three. Now, before I do get started, I do want to say one thing. When it comes to a sigma male, one thing about a sigma male, we're very extremely close to the omega male. So if you look at the traits of omega and you look at the traits of sigma, they are pretty much the same. The only difference is the omega is going to be way more introverted than the sigma male. Sigma males become extroverted over time when we want to get things done. Omegas have a tendency to just play the introverted role their entire life. All right. So their characteristics are the same, but that's mainly the difference. All I ask when you come in here, if you do not donate, just go ahead and hit the like button as you come in. All right, once I get started with the lecture, everyone knows the only way to get my attention would be to donate because I see it on the side. All right, I will stop what I'm doing, I will answer your question, and then I will get back to the lecture. Today's lecture should not be that long. I am going to take questions, but I do have somewhere to be in a couple hours. Next, there will be another video releasing today that I reacted to on yesterday's live, which is going to be Joe Budden and the Michael B. Jordan situation that I'm going to need you guys to watch later on today after the lecture, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. All right, as everybody come in, just do me a favor and hit the like button. Doesn't look like any of my moderators are here. Now, first thing I need to know before we get started, how is the clarity of the video and how is the clarity of the audio? If the both audio and video are good, let me get a 1 before we get started and I can set up my paperwork. When it comes to the trolls are welcome, but a lot of you guys will not be able to comment until you have subscribed to the channel. Big shout outs to Gizmo. Another thing about trolls, you coming up in here disagreeing for no reason, big shout outs to Atlas 3093. You come up in here trolling for no apparent reason whatsoever, the moderators are going to be on you. This is Sigma Nation. All right, this is different. I'm expecting you over here to be a strong-minded, level-headed guy and understand what perspective I'm coming from. Today, we will be breaking down alpha, beta, and sigma. All right, now, I will be breaking down differences that I feel are the differences between the three. You may have your differences that you believe, or you may say alphas of this, or what about this, or what about that. Okay. Get in the comments and talk about the what ifs with someone. Don't necessarily direct them to me while I'm talking. Keandre comes in with the $10. Big shout outs, bro. He's letting you guys know about the membership. Yes, and go over, and if you want to be a member and you want to watch the lives that I post there, and plus there's over like hundreds of videos on the membership that you guys haven't even seen yet. We are working on another channel right now, which is Anthony Spade Clips. All right, and we're building that up. I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe to that channel, as well as my second channel, Life with with Anthony Spade. And I'm currently right now working on the 4th channel, which is gonna be Spanish channel. It's gonna be this content, but it's gonna be translated into Spanish the same way. All right, we're just gonna be tapping into a whole nother market that I never thought about tapping into before. Okay, I've said enough. We about to lock in. It seems like the microphone is good. We got Gizmo in the building. Okay, what else? All right, we get ready to get started, Gizmo. Oh, don't nobody ask me no questions. I don't want no cues. When I say question time, you know to put the cue and then put your question after the cue. Okay, 12 differences between alpha, beta, and sigma. The first one is going to be alpha males are the most competitive. All right, when I say the most competitive, an alpha male is going to compete at everything. When I say everything, it's going to be cars, it's going to be clothes, it's going to be houses, it's going to be at the job, it's going to be success. Every aspect of life, an alpha male is going to compete with you. It's going to happen. Enos with the 199. You already know Big Enos in the building. Big shout outs, bro. I forgot. I saw you put the one in there, but I was trying to keep up with everything else. Definitely big shout outs to Enos. When it comes to alpha males, they are going to compete no matter what. When it comes to beta males, they don't compete on a level as much as an alpha male because they don't have that much to prove. They kind of want to be successful, but they don't have the leadership or the enthusiasm to be on the forefront of it. In other words, alpha males don't like to be, beta males don't like to be combative. So they don't want to put themselves in a position where they're competing and then everything turns combative. You have to realize the alpha male, if he pulls up with his Lamborghini or his Ferrari, he gonna talk shit to the guy in the Porsche. Okay, beta males just want to pull up in a nice car and everybody just likes him for having a nice car. He ain't really out there to show off. The alpha males are going to show through, look, I got the loudest car, I got the fastest car, I have the most expensive car, I'm the man. That's going to be the alpha male. The beta's like, hey, look at my car, it's up to date, it's nice, right? But that's it. When it comes to a sigma male, we normally don't compete for the attention. We don't compete for the glory. The only thing that we compete for is if things are necessary, which means that there's only one winner. So we'll compete if there's only one person that could get it. Like for instance, I'll use eBay as an example. If there's one item that we want, but we can't find this item nowhere else, okay, we'll compete for a bid to win it because it's something that it's a once in a lifetime thing. That's the only time you're going to see a sigma male compete as an alpha. If it's something that we can get, we'll rather get the same success as an alpha without the glory. What does that mean? That means we'll get the nice car that we want, but 9 times out of 10, we like something else because our imagination is different. An alpha male will go buy a Mercedes Benz just because of the name, just for the glory, not a sigma male. We're not competing with him with that. We'll go pull up in an old car that's completely customized and we'll pull up and outshine him with art. Like for instance, in my car club, all the alpha males buy Hellcats and they soup them up, or they buy Corvettes with Z06 Corvettes. So they're at the top. But me, on the other hand, the Sigma, I bought an RT. I'm 2 trims down from a Hellcat, right? But my RT has a Pro Charger in it. My RT has a custom hood. My RT has a custom body kit. So when I pull up, I'm faster than the Hellcat. I'm faster than the Z06, and I look completely different than them. In other words, I embarrass them by looking like the lower trim. That's what a Sigma does. We find a way to get the allure. We can get the response from the people without being too competitive with it. An alpha male is going to say, give me the best car, give me this right now, give me that Lambo, it goes fast, I'm buying it now. But the Sigma's more like bought people. We'll buy a car and turn it from shit to sugar to outdo the Lamborghini. So understand the difference of competitiveness here. The beta males are not going to compete with the alpha males because they don't want to necessarily bump heads with them. But the alpha male is out to bump heads with everybody to prove a point. The Sigma is more like the guy that says nothing, and then you're like, all right, we respect him. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? We the type that will embarrass you without trying to embarrass you. We'll embarrass you doing nothing, playing the cool dude. We'll park our car all the way in the back of the lot. But people will know that car back there is nice. Whose car is back there? And we'll never say anything. That's how Sigmas are. We get our point across without being so nonchalant about it, without being so open and out with it. All right? Next, this is going to be a beta male trait. Beta males lead from a shadow. What do I mean beta males lead from a shadow? Okay, beta males are smarter than the alpha male. But the alpha male is more determined than the beta male. See, a lot of beta males have the knowledge, they just don't have the ambition. The alpha male has the ambition, but he may lack the knowledge. Prime example, I'm going to use Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the smartest person in the world, but he surrounds himself with a whole bunch of genius people that you don't know. But yet, he's the head of Trump. Donald Trump isn't well educated. He's just a great aggressive businessman. He's a great alpha male. He gets out there and get it done, but he's led with the beta males behind him. The beta males are saying, hey, you got to do this. They're telling him what he got to do. They're the brains behind his success. Elon Musk is the face of Tesla, but look at all the geniuses behind Tesla that run Tesla. Those are the beta males, the ones that you don't see. So you have to understand, in life, you're going to notice a lot of more beta males are going to become more successful, but they are the brains behind the alpha male success once a business started. You go to any corporation right now, the head honcho guy, he's going to look like he's the smartest. He's going to look like he's the genius, but he's just the face of the success. There's somebody behind him that's guiding him. It's the same thing with basketball players. They may be a great basketball player, but guess what? They got coaches, they got trainers, and they got analysts behind the scenes that keep adjusting them that you don't see, that you don't know. So understand, beta males at the end of the day in life, they lead from a shadow because it's easy for them to get up under a dominant person and push what they want to happen. So you'll see a lot of beta males do that. They got the brains, but they just need someone else to help them push forward. It's not like that with Sigma. With Sigma, we'll sit back and we wouldn't want to piggyback off of no one because we don't want to work with anyone. So we have to sit back and we have to come up with a way to win, be the face, but not be all the way the face. 9 times out of 10, Sigma males, we do jobs that we know it only requires an individual to do it. But when it comes to beta males would do a job that they know that they can be the number 2 to the alpha with and still win. Beta males don't care about being number 2. My boy got the Lambo. Murcielago, I got the Huracan. The beta male is okay with the Huracan, and he'll let his friend be the dominant one. But another thing about beta males, as much as they accept playing the number 2 role, they're always anticipating to get to that number 1 role. So understand, beta males are leaders. If you look at most businesses, the people behind the scenes that sit at the board of directors that's going to tell who gets canceled or not, okay, those are normally beta males getting ready to cancel an alpha male that think he's broke. Like for instance, we'll look at Andrew Tate's situation. We could say Andrew Tate's an alpha male, but now Andrew Tate has a whole bunch of beta males that's taking him down. Okay, this is what beta males do. They can lead from a shadow. Understand that. He says, Huracan is newer than a Murcielago, but a Murcielago costs more. Sit down, man. Stop this. Block him. Get him out. He don't even know his cars. All right? I told you, don't interrupt me with that bullshit. Okay, next one. Sigmas are the most introverted. Period. Sigmas are the most introverted out of all of them. Okay, we spend more time alone. Next, we're talking about between alpha, betas, and sigmas. The most introverted will be the omega, but they're not on this list. Okay, out of the alpha, betas, and sigmas, sigmas are the most introverted, all right? When it comes to beta males become introverted over time. In other words, we'll break down why they become introverted over time. But an alpha male is never introverted, all right? An alpha male cannot stand still. An alpha male has to always be out. An alpha male has to always be doing something. You have to realize an alpha male is always competitive. So they're always looking for a way to get ahead. They're looking for a way to, how do I get here? How do I get to that next dollar? Alphas stay more busy. All right, so they have to connect with people because that's part of their manipulation. That becomes part of their power, and that becomes part of their, how can I say, Eugene. It's like an alpha male is constantly like, I have to lead somebody. So you'll notice when people stop being friends with alpha males turn around and build a whole nother crew of friends and start a whole nother goal of what they're going to do. When it comes to sigma males, we spend all of our time by ourselves planning what we want to do. We live inside of our own head. We create our own realities of what we want out of life. We do the research for that and we go for that. We are the loner. The sigma male is the person that will wake up and take a road trip around the world by himself and tell nobody that he's about to do it. An alpha male is going to say, yo, this weekend we going to go do this. And then the beta males are like, all right, I'll check and see if I'm available, man. I may have to babysit my kids. I don't know. But the sigma's like, I ain't going, bro. I already got plans for myself, bro. I'm already going over here. I deal with y'all when I deal with y'all. So you got to realize a sigma male is more likely to get up and get things done by itself. An alpha male is more like, hey, we're all about to do this. I'm about to get a group of people to just do this. And then the beta males are the people that he's trying to get to go along with him. All right? Next, alpha males love to motivate people. All right? An alpha male believes that he can motivate people at any given time to follow him. So you have alpha males that are going to do more talking to a group of people. They talk more. They're really motivators. They're trying to motivate you to go in their direction. They're quick talkers. They're slick talkers. They're always like car salesmen. You know what I'm saying? You can always, where are we going? What do you want to do? So alpha males are motivators because they believe people can follow them. It's different with sigmas. Alphas normally can manipulate the betas to go along with them. Beta males are not motivators, they're complainers. So more beta males will group together to complain than get together to motivate each other. Beta males are the type that look at people through emotion. Like a beta male will look at another man and he'll relate to him through his emotion. Like, oh, I'm not going to tell him that he's ugly. I'm not going to tell him that he's this. Like, beta males group together hoping that somebody can say what they want to say. But when it comes to a alpha, he's going to say what the beta male wants to say. But once he gets used to doing that, then he's going to tell the beta male, no, we're going to start doing what I want to do because I made myself the leader by showing you that I can say shit that you want to say. So now I'm your leader because I'm your mouthpiece and we think the same. All right, so you have to understand, an alpha male is good at motivating you. Once again, I'm going to go back to Andrew Tate. He's the guy that all guys want to be. So more beta males follow him that don't have his mouthpiece. When it comes to sigma males, we don't believe in people. You have to understand, we accept people for who they are. If we come across somebody and we think they're slow, we treat them like that. If I feel like somebody can't keep up with me, I'm not fucking with them. I don't keep people around me just to have people around me. Sigmas don't believe in nobody. We only believe in ourselves. We feel like humans are fickle. So we prepare in survival mode. So when we start thinking about planning and doing shit and accomplishing goals, we're only thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking about, all right, hopefully my man is free and you know what I mean, we can go hang out. Let's see if we can get the guys together and we could do this and this guy's planning it and we're seeing if everybody follows. We ain't doing that. When we really want to do something, and it's like that in my car club, they'll be planning trips to go out of town and go do this. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to Miami tomorrow. Bye. I didn't know y'all was planning this trip. I'm finna go do this. I'm not gonna go do that. And that happens a lot. So you have to realize is that alphas are more motivated to people. They love to motivate people into following them. Sigma males, we don't believe that people are gonna work as hard as us. We don't believe that people are gonna have the same passion and energy to do things that we wanna do. So we automatically start planning these things by ourselves. We don't want to know if someone has to wait to get off work, if they're going to be available just to have somebody on the trip. We don't do that. We'll take the trip by ourselves, and when we get there, we'll plan out our whole day by ourselves because we're more content by ourselves because we know how focused we are. We don't believe in other people to make us happy or believe in other people to follow us. The alpha male is way more motivated for that. All right, next. Beta males are ruled by their heart. All right, beta males are ruled by their heart. Alpha males are ruled by intimidation. All right, Sigmas rule by psychological. How can I say? By the psyche, by their psychologicals. All right, I'm gonna say that if I'm saying it right. Okay, Sigma males are always looking at things from a psychological point of view. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at it, we're looking at the brains of people as they talk, not necessarily their actions or what's coming out. We're more in tune to why this person think like this, why this person act like this. So when it comes to people, we treat people individually. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to like a beta's looking at people emotionally. So you have to understand that beta males don't like confrontation. So you're the type that's like, I want to tell this person the truth, but how do I say it in a nice way? Beta males are going to beat around the bush on everything. They're just going to beat around the bush because they are afraid to be direct with people. So they try to tell people indirectly what they want to say because they're scared of how that person's going to react. So beta males are always looking at things from their heart. You're always looking at the emotional side of things. Oh man, I don't want that to happen. Or everybody got to go on the trip. I don't want you to go. You know, if everybody go out to eat and that one person ain't got no money, then the beta male's like, I got you, bro. I'll take care of you, man. I don't want to see you out there. So you got to realize that the beta male is the compassionate one. The sigma males, we're playing life individually. We trust nobody. Beta males love everybody because they relate to them emotionally. When it comes to the alpha male, the alpha is ruled through intimidation. So it's all about which people are going to follow me to what I want to do. That's how alpha male's looking at it. How do I get people to do what I want to do? The beta male is kind of like, well, if everybody's doing it, I might as well do it. I don't want them to look at me like I'm the eyeball. And the sigma's like, that don't make no sense. I'm going to go do this. That don't make no sense for me right now. So I'm going to go do that. That's normally how that happens. So understand, the beta male is ruled through his emotions. He's always looking at the emotional sides of things. He gets hurt very easily. The sigma and the alpha don't get hurt that easy because sigmas don't trust people at all. And alphas are led by intimidation. So to them, it's like they don't have the emotion. They're like, yo, you coming with me or what? The beta males always emotionally, thinking about things, what's going to happen on the emotional side. All right, next, sigmas live in their own world. When I say sigmas live in their own world, we do so much. We're the friend, right? That everyone's going to say, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know that about them. We're the friend that people think they're closer than what they really are. See, we're the person, we live so much in our head, but we can blend into everybody that people start to think that we're actually part of the crew, and we're not part of the crew. We're just there to see what we can get out of the crew, and then if there's nothing interesting to us, then we go back into our own world. We have other plans, other dreams, and other goals that we want to. But when we look at others like alphas and betas, like I'm going to relate it back to the car club scene again. There are some guys, that's it. That's their life. It's their car meets, and donuts. That's it. They live for it every day. Donuts around the parking lot. Let's drive fast in the street. And that's their life. But me, it's like, I can do all that, but I still need to travel. I still need to do art. I still need to be creative. I still got to come up with ways to make money. I still got to run businesses to the point where that stuff takes the back burner, and we'll pull that out on the weekend and leave it alone because we have so much other to do. So you have to understand this. We live inside of our head, and our head becomes our own world, that we stay busy, that when we go to hang out with people, they think that we're looking for a bond or a friendship to get close to when we're not. I'm going to use an example. Once again, the car club, because I'm a sigma male. I love being in the car club, but these guys ain't coming to my house. You're not hanging out with me. If we're not doing car meets and car cruises, that's it. That's where the friendship stops, because I got to get back to YouTube. I got to get back to other ventures. I got to get back to my life. I got to get back to my other dreams and admirations. But a lot of these guys, this is it. They want to go on a car cruise every day. They want to go ride around every day, take Instagram pictures every day, and that's it. That's where it stops. It's not like that with a sigma. We're always in our world. The moment you try to pull us into your world full time, we would end the friendship. Let somebody call me 2 times in a day. That friendship's gone. because now you think we're closer than what we are. You know what I'm saying? We don't like that. We live inside of our own world where pretty much everybody is going to be an associate. The only way you get close to us, that takes time. And you have to be able to sacrifice everybody that you're connected to in order to roll with us solo. Any girl that's willing to deal with us, they must be prepared to not listen to anybody as we go. They can't have too many people in their life. Mom can't call their phone all the time. Auntie can't call their phone all the time. Their best friend can't call their phone all the time. When we get around women who are extroverted, but they like us for being introverted, we sacrifice her. The only way that a woman could be with us, they have to be an introvert. She has to be an introverted woman that can live in the world with us. Women trying to date us, they got girlfriends and they a life of the party and they get a lot of likes and they're socialites. We don't date socialites because they're attached to too many people. So when we live in our world, in order for us to date, that woman pretty much has to have no friends. That's just being honest with you. Beta males, they can date a woman who's extroverted because they're not extroverted. The woman, a lot of beta males get used by women with a lot of energy because they give energy to a beta male that he doesn't have. It's very exciting. This is how guys end up with the wrong woman. It's because she brings excitement to your life. So a lot of beta males are going to either end up in the world of the woman or he's going to end up in the world of the alpha male that he's following. This is why a lot of women, when they get control over their beta male, they get mad if he has an alpha friend. They're going, oh, I don't want you hanging around him. Oh, no, he got too many women. I don't want you around him. I don't want you to do that around them. Because that's how beta males are. You're going to jump into the woman's world or you're going to jump into the alpha male world that's leading you. But when it comes to an alpha male, everybody's going to know his business. Everybody's going to know how he feels for the day. Everybody's going to know his next move. He'll probably be all over Instagram talking shit. That's what alpha males do. They're out here to conquer the world. They don't care who see them. They don't care how loud they are. They're constantly out here to prove something. They belong to the world. The beta male belongs to who their leader is, whether it's the woman they are infatuated with or the dominant male that they love hanging around with. But when it comes to Sigma males, we're always in our own world. We always got our own vision. We always got that. We stage our life to be alone. We trust nobody. So we're already thinking individually whenever we start to make moves. All right, next, alpha males prioritize success. When I tell you alpha males prioritize success, they dedicate their life to success. That's one thing you're going to learn about an alpha male. An alpha male will be grinding and working hard for the rest of his life. You need to realize that. All right? Beta males are not going to grind as hard as the alpha male. The beta male will eventually level off. What do I mean? The beta male will eventually get to a point of his life where he's going to be working the same job, living the same lifestyle, and he's just going to happy to have people just to congregate with. You know, go to church on Sundays. When the barbecues show up for the holidays, he's there. You know what I mean? Beta males normally fall back and become a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Go to church on Sundays, follow agendas, PTO meetings with the kids, Pee Wee League football, like those little things. He's going to be a standard, regular guy. The alpha male will always be competing their whole life. If they got the biggest truck this year, they got to have a bigger one next year. They got a sports car this year, they got to have a bigger one the next year. They wife got to look good. They kids got to look good. They house got to look good. They're going to be doing that for the rest of their life. You have to understand. A Sigma male, we find comfortability in life because we live for the experiences. What do I mean? An alpha male will continue to work till he hit $1 billion. A Sigma male will get to a certain amount of money but downgrade his lifestyle. What do that mean? A Sigma male will look at it like, all right, I got $5 million in the bank. I want to take the next 3 years off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell my house, move it to a smaller condo, And he's going to start shortening his lifestyle. He's going to become a minimalist to allow his money to stretch longer so he could use that energy to take in experiences in life. So that's where he starts to take a trip around the world or start to jump into another business, or he wants to go hiking. He's going to go live in Thailand for 2 months, or he's going to go to London. But throughout that process, he's already ran the numbers up. So what he does is he takes time out of his life and he starts to take the money and use it towards experiences, so he gets experiences out of life. All right? The Sigma male is going to enjoy the life the most. But when it comes to alphas, it will always be a competitiveness with him. I got a saying with alpha. The guy that owns the beach house never enjoys the beach house, only the leechers. Okay? That's what it's like with alpha males. They become rich, right? They become successful, but they're always surrounding themselves by people who are infatuated with their materialistic things. So you would notice a lot of alpha males that are rich, all their friends are fake. They got new friends every week. Their wives will go out and get fucking boob jobs and get fucking plastic surgery. She'll make sure she got the latest hair, the latest glue. They have to compete. Alpha males will constantly do this for the rest of their life. It's always, I got to have a yacht this year. Look at us. We on the yacht. I just bought that new son. That's what they're going to do. They prioritize success and they prioritize status. When it comes to the beta, he gets the knowledge. He can get the status. But a beta male, like I said, at some point, regardless how successful he becomes, he falls back into a regular Joe lifestyle. All right? Beta males don't want to compete because they lead with their heart. The more you compete, the higher you go up with money, the more brutal it is. Because there's a lot more to gain. When there's millions of dollars to gain, things get brutal. You'll see that in YouTube. You'll see people beefing once somebody starts to get ahead and get more views than the other and getting way more money than the other. You're going to start to see that battle come where they're going to tear each other down. You see this in social media all day long. That's what it's like when you're competing for the top. Me, I don't want to compete for the top because it drains too much energy. For one, I am not about to compete with people just to gain fake friends. I'm not going to do that. Nor am I going to spend my life making billions of dollars to die and give it to somebody. Why would I dedicate my life to just giving my money to somebody? And why would I want to get rich just to have fake friends? Well, you got to realize that the alpha is willing to do that. The beta male will try to think he want it, but when he sees how much cutthroat you got to be, he gonna back off really, really fast. When beta males start seeing people cut each other under and lie, stealing, and conniving people, that beta male gonna back off and be like, yo, I just wanna be a regular guy. But when it comes to the Sigma, we're gonna always prioritize experiences in life. So we're known for knowing how to make a lot of money, but we spend it like Richard Branson. How he went and bought the shuttle and he went and bought private jets. He started creating flying cars and boats that could convert into that. And then he lived on an island that was open. Like, that's Sigma shit. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go. Somebody donated. Air Max 29, big shout outs, bro. We ain't seen you in a couple days, but it's all good. Shout outs to you as always. So understand that alpha males are going to prioritize success. Beta males would start off prioritizing success, but they would normally fall back and be an average Joe because their heart can't take the competitiveness to move up past the millions and become flashiness. They're not going to be able to handle it. The Sigma male is just not interested in being flashy or competing because we live for experiences. We'll rather learn stuff that we never learned before. That arouses us, not the fake friends that we can gain. All right, next. This goes into beta males become the most introverted. All right, I'm gonna explain to you why beta males become the most introverted and Sigma males start to become extroverted as we get older. As you get older, the alpha male that could not become successful, he'll start to humble himself. Next thing you know, he'll just be the know-it-all that knows nothing. All right, the alpha male that does not make it would be the know-it-all that knows nothing, eventually grow into the hater. He'll be the 50-year-old grown man. When it comes to the beta will eventually become the most introverted. Why? Because the beta male leads with their heart. They're going to go through their life with more heartbreak. They're going to go through their life in bad relationships. They're going to go through their life with fake friends. They're going to have more alpha males putting them down, and they're going to have more women playing with their heart. That as beta males get older, they're not going to trust men or women. And they're going to become the most introverted because they lead with their heart. Beta males learn to not trust anyone. They fall back into a regular life and just find themselves trying to just be around good people. That's it. They become the most introverted when it's all said and done. All right? They're going to find some people to hang out with, but when beta males lead with their heart, they get their heart broken between men and women. When it comes to a sigma and it comes to alpha, they never lead with their hearts. Sigma doesn't lead with his heart. Why? Because it doesn't trust anybody. It's playing the game of life. To a sigma male, you either got it or you don't. You either with it or you can't. You either can help us out or you don't. We ain't putting our trust into you because you're a human being. That ain't what we doing. You got to prove a lot more to a sigma male for us to trust you. It ain't no such thing as like, I had this friend and he backstabbed me. To me, it's like, shit, I knew the motherfucker was going to backstab me, but I had to use him for this to get what I want. That's how a sigma male is. We don't take it personal. But so with us, the more knowledge and experiences that we learn in life, the more extroverted we start to become because we get more powerful with age. You're going to see the sigma is the 40, 50, 60-year-old that's still traveling the world, seeing different things and living young. You know what I mean? They may be in Miami wearing a flower shirt with some glasses on the beach every day doing fucking yoga. That's the type of shit Sigmas are gonna end with a happy life because they didn't get beat up by people. They didn't trust too many people. They didn't put their hearts into people. We didn't do that. The beta male goes through the most trauma because they trust everybody. They trust the alpha male that they want to be, and they trust the woman that they're obsessed with. So by the time they get up in age, they've been hurt so many times, they become more introverted. The alpha male, if he's on the road to success, he would stay there. And he'll just start surrounding himself with other rich people, doing rich shit over and in. But if the alpha male does not make it to the top, he would be the worst person to be around. I can guarantee you that right now. All right, next. Oh, I got to put up my other list. Hey, let's get those likes up. We got 226 in here, and we only got 150 likes. Y'all got to start showing me some love, bro. Let's get those likes up real quick, because y'all know I'm going in on this live. And definitely go ahead and get those donations up and show a brother some love. It's Sunday. We're on day 15 consistently going live. All right, next. Sigma males don't care about fitting in. This is a big one. And the reason why this is a big one is because we don't, how can I do this? This is a big one because this affects most of life. Most guys feel like, alphas and betas, especially alphas feel like, I gotta have that new pair of shoes. I gotta have the right outfit. I gotta have the right watch. Not only that I have to have it, that's how alpha males are. They're like, not only do I have to have a nice watch, but I gotta have the best watch. Not only do I have to have an outfit, but I gotta have the best outfit. Not only do I have to have a car, but I gotta have the best car. But when it comes to betas are more like, all right, I just want something nice. You know what I mean? I just want to say it's nice and I can keep it in shape. It doesn't break. You know, when beta males buy shit, they buy it and have passion into it. They the niggas that's gonna wipe and wash their car every day. The car is going to be just clean. But they're doing it to fit in. The alpha males are doing it to fit in, to control the people that want to be fit in. But the beta males, they feel like they have to purposely do things to fit in. When it comes to the sigma male, we kind of like, we don't do anything to fit in. To a lot of people, we're the weirdo when we come around. Like, he cool, but he ain't. Right? He cool, but he doing his own. Like, I always say, look at Andre 3000. If you into hip hop, perfect sigma. He'll go around people dress however he want to dress, be comfortable doing what he want to do. Even Kanye, he'll slide off. You see Kanye always looking like he just dress however he want to dress and he go along with it. Maybe a little weird in the way, but he's a genius. Okay, that's how Sigmas are. When we come around, people know this nigga ain't a bum, but he also ain't trying to outdress nobody. He also ain't trying to do everything people do. His charisma stands out more. So when it comes to Sigma males, we never feel like we have to fit in because our charisma shine more. You could be the guy that go and buy the Bentley, get out the Bentley, and have the gold chains and the watches and have no charisma, right? And it won't hit like you want it to hit. But you have certain guys, they pull up on the scene, they ain't got none of that. When they walk around, everybody just know he's somebody I just ain't. Who is he? He's making me look at him. I want to know who this person is. That's what a Sigma is. So we don't feel like we got to fit in because they want to be our friend, but we don't want to be their friend because we pick and choose what people are going to be friends with us by sitting on the outside and allowing it to come to us naturally. So there's no reason for us to pull up and compete and try to get cool in with everybody. To us, we're like, shit, I'm already happy the way I am. Anybody come over here, see, with us, we're always looking at people like, man, what kind of drama this person got? I don't want this person to bring drama in my life because we know how to handle our own drama. But we know most beta males need somebody to talk to. And we know most alpha males are just lying to get us to follow them. So we're trying to sit back and play the game on what we can get out of these people to keep us out on our journey. So we never want to fit in because we're playing the game of life. Our day-to-day is going to change because we'll adjust to each different mindset that comes into our life. We never want to fit in. Why? Because we're not sheep. Our belief system may be the same as an alpha, but we're always thinking differently. Like, for instance, here's a great example. If you watch Troy, Achilles is the best fucking Sigma. Remember when they went to go into Troy and they all came with the ships together? As soon as they got there, Achilles took his all-black team and said, yo, we're going to go to the other side of the island. But I would get to Hector tomorrow. All right? If you ever watched the movie Troy with Brad Pitt when he played Achilles, Achilles is a prime example. Remember how he rode in with all the ships with them? But then when they got there, he took his whole crew and went to a whole nother side of the beach. But he ultimately ended up going in there, killing Troy and bringing him back. Okay, that's what Sigmas do. We'll tag along with you to get to where we got to get to. But let's say once we land where we got to get to, now we're going to branch off and do our own thing. So if there was one boat going from Miami to the Bahamas, the Sigma male would be like, all right, there's only one boat. And we got alphas and we got betas here. Okay, and we got all the alphas trying to boss around the betas. What we do, we blend in with the betas. We'll just get in there. All right, let's listen to the alphas real quick. All right, let's just do what we got to do till we get there. We on the boat, we listening to the alphas. But as we get closer to the shore, you know what that Sigma male starts saying? All right, when we get off the boat, we're going that way. I think the alphas are going to take them that way. So I think we're going to go do our own thing now because all we did was just camouflage our way into betas to get into where we got to get to. Now we're there, we're going to creep out. Okay, that's what it means by Sigma males not fitting in. We only fit in to get to where we got to get to, but we ain't there to follow you guys. And then we slide out. You feel what I'm saying? Prime example is watch the movie Troy with Brad Pitt. And when they got ready to, when they got to the island, he rolled up with them on the boats, but as soon as they got to the beach, he separated himself. All right, next. Alphas are more goal-oriented. When it comes to success, the alpha is going to be way more successful. And the reason why they're way more successful is because their life, they dedicate their life to setting goals to always achieve. When it comes to the beta, again, the beta was set to live a basic life. You have more beta males that's going to stay at their job for 20 years. And the only thing that they're going to master is saying, yes, boss, yes, sir, boss. Can I get a raise this year, boss? I'm dedicated, boss. See, that's what a beta is going to do. A beta is going to find them a nice, comfortable job and try to actually work that job forever, and hopefully they get a pension. An alpha male is going to always be strategizing a goal. He's going to always be, I got to do this. All right, this business is here. How do we do about this business? An alpha male would try to start 50 businesses at one time once they get to the level of doing that. When it comes to a Sigma, it's not. We're only setting goals for what we want to achieve to get us back to our experiences in life. You have to realize the alpha is going to die with millions of dollars in the bank account, and that money's going to go to somebody. And he lived his whole life for what he thought people was going to think about him when he dies. That's the mindset. The beta male is going to start their life off with, all right, I want to be just like the alpha male, but they're going to realize the psychological competitiveness that it takes to compete with an alpha male is too harsh on them because they're very sensitive people. But when it comes to the Sigma male, what we know is when we die, we're going to have $2 in the bank account. But we also know how to make a lot of money fast. We live for the experiences in life. We're not living life to take care of people when we die. We're not living life to surround ourselves around a whole bunch of fake people that wasn't here during the grind. That's how Sigmas look at it. Sigmas look at it like, nigga, I work 90 hours a week. Ain't nobody help me do this. And then I go buy something nice and people want to pop up. We ain't doing that. But the beta male, he'll work hard, get something nice and go around fucking poor people. And say, hey guys, look, I worked hard. And then all the poor people say, man, you ain't shit. You think you're better than us. And then the beta male is like, why do they hating on me? They hating on me. But when it comes to an alpha be like, fuck all you niggas. You ain't better than me. My watch better than your fucking house. My fucking car costs more than your fucking life. The beta male is going to want to be successful. So everybody like him. The alpha male is going to want to be successful. So everybody respect him. The Sigma male just want the money so we could put it towards what we want to do. When we die, we can care less what they thinking because we ain't fucking with them now. So you have to understand that's the difference. The alpha males are way more goal oriented. They stay more successful. The Sigma male, we could get success extremely fast, but we cherish life experiences. We're innovators. We're artists. We enjoy it. The alpha male never enjoys life. The beta male is probably going to have the best life in the long run. Beta males suffer in their 20s and 30s, but in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, a lot of beta males become the most happy, but ultimately, the happiest will be Sigma because we go through life with less turmoil on our brain, less arguments, less fight. So we have a great life. All right, next is going to be beta males overanalyze everything. All right, this is a trait that alphas don't have, and this is a trait that Sigmas don't have. But this trait is the biggest downfall to a beta. Why is that the biggest downfall to a beta? Because a beta has a phrase that fucks their whole life up. And that phrase is 2 words. What if? The word what if is the main word and phrase that fucks a beta male whole entire life up. They can't think without that word. Oh, I could go buy this, but what if? I could go do this, but what if? Oh, I want to do this, but what if? What if I fail? What if I don't work? What if this don't do it? What if that don't work? What if my mom don't like it? What if they don't do it? What if they don't do it? That's what a beta male does. You slow so much down in life. You overanalyze everything that's coming out of your mouth, that you do all your actions, that the main thing that slows a beta male down is the words, what if this happens? What if? What if? When it comes to an alpha male, it ain't about no what if. Most alpha males are like, we're going to make it happen. Period. I'm not thinking negative. The what if isn't there. Only beta males use what if. When it comes to Sigma, everything is a strategy. It's more like, all right, what's the strategy for this? All right, is it reasonable? Is it realistic? How much work is the juice worth the squeeze? We're not really looking at the what ifs. We're looking at, is the juice worth the squeeze? The amount of work that I have to put into this and the results I'm going to get from it, is it worth it? We're willing to take the risk. We're willing to experiment, but we never self-doubt ourselves, and we never overanalyze things. We always look at things like it's either working or it's not. Is this true or is it false? Is it real or is it fake? We come to a conclusion real quick whenever we want to do things because we're looking at it logically. The beta male has, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this? What if this could go wrong? This could go wrong. Beta males fuck their life up by incorporating too many scenarios that's less likely to happen. You have a whole bunch of what if they did this? And what if this? This is why a lot of you guys online, oh, and I disagree. What if this happened? I disagree because this could happen. This is why y'all ain't going no fucking where. Don't you get it? If you was to put what if in front of everything, you can fulfill it forever. It's an infinity phrase. This is what fucks beta males up. You overanalyze what ifs and put scenarios in your life that has not happened, that's less likely to happen even if you wanted to do it. That's the biggest thing that beta males have is overanalyzation of your life. Remove the word what if and stop putting fake scenarios after the word what if and just go forward with what you want to do in life. That's the biggest downfall. The Sigmas don't look at what ifs. We're looking at it logically. Can we do it or not? The Alpha's more like, fuck it, let's do it. If I fail, it don't matter. We're going to do it again. The Beta, you're in between all the time. Like, I don't know, man. Do this sound good? Is everybody doing it? I think everybody's doing it. I'll do it. If everybody do it, I'll do it. If everybody do it, I'll do it. Why? Because you fuck your life up with what ifs, and after the word what ifs, you put a whole bunch of fake scenarios in there that could happen that prevent you from getting where you want to get to in life. Desiree Ellsford with the $5. She says, can a man be blend of alpha and beta or just dominant alpha or just one or the other? It all depends on the situation. And it depends on the life. What I'm talking about here is from a self-evaluation. It's when someone look down in their heart and they're making decisions what they are. When it comes to people, I'm beta to some people, but I'm alpha to others. I can't control what they've already determined on me. This is why Sigma males, we don't care what people think. It's best that we focus on where we want to get to because we're not trying to low audio. The fuck? What about now? No sound. No sound. Muted? How the fuck does this just mute? Am I back now? Now? All right, let me get some ones if it's back. Y'all 7 seconds behind me. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm speaking from the perspective. Let me try to get back on. Okay, I'm speaking from the perspective, Desiree, where a person has already analyzed themselves. Because to everyone else, everyone that you come across, they're going to judge you differently. And you can't try to convince them of something that they don't see. That's what Sigmas don't do. That's why we don't care what people think. It's because we're not trying to convince you of something that we don't see. So a person cannot be in between because you may be dominant in some fields, but others you're not. Like, for instance, you know how many gangster dudes in gangs right now that on the streets, everybody is scared of them, but when they go to jail, they getting bent over by some dude and they become somebody's girlfriend? Okay, that's an example of how alphas and betas situations change from situation to situation. You take the guy that's beating his wife down to the wife and all the scared betas, they're like, oh my God, he's a dominant male. He beat her down. We're not going to say anything. But that same dude that beats that woman comes across a real alpha male that beats him down. Now he's the beta. See, the fear, the person that installs the fear into another is the alpha one. The one that perceives the fear is the beta, okay? Now, in between them, what's Sigma? Sigma is when you see the fear, you recognize the fear, and you go towards it anyway. That's what the Sigma does. We could see the fear, but we're going to go towards the fear anyways. We ain't scared of the repercussions. So you just have to understand that each person is going to be dominant and submissive in different life situations. Hopefully, I was able to answer that question for you. All right, last but not least, The special superpower that a Sigma has is empath. All right? Sigmas are empath. What does that mean? That means we can sit in a room full of people and we can read all their energy. We'll know who's good. We'll know who's bad. We'll know who's lying. We'll know who goes home and do weird shit. We'll know everything. The Sigma is an empath. We're able to sit amongst a group of people and actually feel all their energy in there, and we can read their personalities through their energy. That's what we can. That's what a Sigma superpower is. The ability to read body language. The ability to read the smirk, to read the fake laugh, to read the fake energy. We know if someone's telling too much detail. We know if someone's doing that. We're an empath, which means that we know the energy of people around us. We can move in a room full of vultures. Eli, A Spade, bruh, enjoy your content, man. I'm glad you do the longer form, man. This is one of your top-notch niche. Keep it up, man, bruh. This is my life, though. It is so weird. Bro, I hear you out loud. Big shout outs, man. Really appreciate that, Eli. I told y'all I was bringing the lectures back. One thing about it, ever since I brought the lectures back, you guys been showing me love. And guess what? I've been coming daily, and I really just been getting this done. Julio, you late. I'm going to be off here in a little bit, but I still got another half hour or so. All right. Sigmas are empaths. This is the last thing, too. Sigmas are empaths. All right, that's different. When alphas are amongst people, they don't really study the energy. They study the submissiveness of them. They study how power they are to the group. You feel what I'm saying? So an alpha male will walk into a room, and the alpha male may start to talk loud and move a little bit. And what alpha males are doing, they're seeing who fears them and who's respecting them. That's the first thing that alpha males do when they walk around. They're seeing who fears them, and they're seeing who respects them. When a beta male goes into a room, he's trying to see who likes him, who accepts him, who thinks he's cool. So the beta male want to shake hands with everybody. Hey, oh yeah, hey, boy, hey, I saw you yesterday, boy. Hey, we cool. A beta male wants to appear popular. They want to appear that people are accepting them. The alpha male is going to walk into the room, and he's going to want everybody to just follow him, respect him, and he's going to demand it. He ain't going to high-five everybody. He may choose one or two people that he's like, what's up, my man? And he's going to start separating himself real fast. Everybody else in the room will just be like, who is he? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Sigma, you won't know we in the room. You'll know we in the room, but we didn't make no interest. We blended in with the betas and just creeped in. But while we in there, we know who's real. We know who fake. We know what the alpha came to do. And we know which beta male is getting ready to follow them. All we doing is sitting on the outside trying to figure out, all right, what do we gain out of this? What do I gain out of this? Why am I gaining being around these people? Oh, I'm getting bored with them. I'm gone. A Sigma is more likely to leave a group of people before the event happens, because we just see that it's nothing entertaining amongst people. We get bored with people extremely fast. Once we feel their energy. Once we know, like, oh man, this whole room is just betas. Oh man, this whole room is just fucking feminists. This is why we don't hang around groups of women, because groups of women try to bully men into their belief system. But they get so used to bullying babies into their belief system and being combative with alpha males that when we come around, we just stray away from them. We don't even want to deal with the argument. Shit. To a no sound? What about now? All right, we back, Desiree? All right, cool. I'm going to keep this. It must be this microphone then. Let's act it out. Well, I'm at the end of the lecture anyways. All right? The thing about Sigmas is that we can feel the energy of people, and that's what keeps us our power. All right? You can be one of these threes. Everybody is not Sigma. Everybody is not Alpha. Everybody is not Beta. But you're something, all right? When it's all said and done, this is just my opinion. Don't be too disagreeable, but we are at the end of the lecture. I just spent the last hour going hard, all right? And that's the end of the lecture. What I'm going to do is I probably got like 20 minutes. I'm going to take questions right now. Make sure you put a Q in front of the question and ask your question. And if you can, do me a favor, get them donations up. I'm like 100 away from my goal. Let's see if you guys can get me there. But if you like this lecture today and you want me to keep it up, put a 1 inside the chat room. Put a 1 in there if you want me to keep this lecture up. All right, I'm going to keep the lecture up. This is believe it or not, this was a heavily asked question too. This was a heavily asked question that wanted to know. Being that it's Sigma Nation, I got to start branding my shit right. All right, get those questions in. Orgy King says, I know you were an empath when I seen you do videos in the forest a lot. I learned energy reading from meditation. You're right. I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that. I walk around in the woods every day. I did today. But remember, I used to make those. Matter of fact, I just got done. So you're right. I'm glad you caught that. I changed my energy up before I film. I make sure all the energy before I film is gone. So I'm giving you guys an organic energy. And I like to keep my energy like that. All right, we definitely going to keep it up. Big shout outs to the Orgy King, man. He came through showing love. Y'all show me some love too on this Sunday. Y'all showed me a lot of love last night. And I may go live tonight. You never know. I do got more videos coming, but this week we're going hard. And then the week after that, I'm going to be in not Miami at first. I'm going to start off in Jacksonville. I got to go to Tampa, Palm Springs, Boca. I'm looking at a place in Lakeland. And then I'll be down into Miami. And when we get down in Florida, I'm going to be showing y'all the beach. When we get in Florida, I'm going to still be going live. Y'all still going to be getting these daily lives. It's just going to be a lot more live. Y'all ain't got no questions. No, Sigma is not rebellious, bro. Sigma don't take anything personal. We're not rebellious people at all. And I didn't even say anything about being rebellious. Nothing. I said nothing about being rebellious. Are you into real estate? I used to. I jumped out of real estate. I sold stuff years ago. Now it's not a good market. You want to wait for it. It's just not a good market until the economy finds a way to create jobs. If you're going to do real estate, go somewhere where they're creating jobs and businesses are growing. That's the only way real estate works. You can buy a mansion and it's a matter of who you sell it to. Right now, it's hard to buy houses. All right, Short Crew, he says, do you believe a short man like 5'7" and below can be alpha? Look at Floyd Mayweather, bro. Look at Kevin Hart. You have a lot of people. Listen, bro, alpha's gonna change from person to person. Like I said, there are some people that I look at as being beta, and they're really alpha. There's people that look at me and being beta, and I'm really alpha, but I can't change their point of view. When it comes to how people perceive you, you can't change that. But how you perceive yourself affects your happiness. So how do you feel? Infinity Divine with $100. Big shout out, bro. What is we doing here? You showing me love like that, bro? He says, church, here, your $100 goal. Big shout outs, bro. Coming in showing love like that. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that to get you a wrench. Well, he came in when I really needed it. He getting a wrench. This man coming in. Hey, I gave you that 100 because you saved the day. But some of these dudes put in some time to have a wrench. I gave you the wrench, Divinity. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Hey, Keandre, make sure you put him on baller alert. He's definitely on a baller alert. My new interface for me going live is going to be here on Monday or Tuesday, and then I would be programming it for a day. After that, then we're going to probably be full-time in the studio for a while. Like I did last night, where I went live for 4 hours, you're going to be getting a lot more things like that. But definitely baller alert on the Infinite Divine. He said, just paid off my credit card, my G. There you go. That's what you're talking about. Now, if you really want, listen, I'm going to tell you right now how you run the credit score up. Okay, never pay the credit card off completely. All right, what you want to do is, this is what I do. I have all my bills going to a credit card. that what it does is it keeps the credit about 40%. You want to have your credit card using 40%, but you want your bank account to be paying that off every month. You feel what I'm saying? And you'll notice all of that would jump up. He said, need to balance the legal fees. I definitely get it, bro. But to think about the credit system that I learned, because I used to do that, pay all my credit cards off, and then the scores shoot up. After that initial score shoot up, like if you paid it off this week, right? Then you're going to see that you're going to get a quick score of like 20, 30, 40 points. It's going to jump up really fast. But the next couple of months are not going to keep jumping up. In order to get those to keep jumping up, go back to that same card, right? And put 40% on it. Have your bills pay up to 40% of that card, and then have your bank account pay it off the following month. That way, each month, you keep getting the maximum amount of points going up. Once you pay it off and it never stays, and it stays completely paid off, the points come in slower. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that I just can't pay all my bills off and have a high credit score. I learned I always got to have that credit card working. It has to have some type of balance on it. So now you got it paid off. Wait a month. As your points increase, they're going to give you a lot of points at first. But the months after that, they're going to slow those points down. The points are not going to come in as fast unless you put more on the credit card and pay it all off again. So understand, that's a strategy. You do that strategy, you could be at 835 by next year. All right, let's see here. All right, LC Camptier, he says, question, I walked in the park almost daily. Has something to do with Sigma or an old soul? It's just you keeping the dead energy out of your life. Antho, he says it's all about your mindset. Big shout outs, bro, with the $5 that just now came through. I had missed that, but I see you, bro. Okay, big shout outs. Okay, what you were saying is, do you walk around daily? Does that have anything to do with Sigma? No. You have a lot of people that walk around daily just to clear their head. I think it becomes an addiction because I never used to walk around. This is something that I discovered 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I read it in a book. And it was telling me like, hey, if you're feeling down and out, take a cold shower. If you want to relieve depression, go walk into the woods for 10 minutes. So it's like I was going through a depressed time of my life, and a time of my life where I really had to change who I am. That's where I discovered the woods. It's by reading something that on the internet that says, hey, if you want to heal depression, go into the woods. And I'm telling you, I started walking through the woods and depression just left. The energies just left. So it turned into an addiction for me. But I see a lot of people out there that may not be Sigma that's doing it. I see a lot of older people that pretty much do it. So I don't know if it has anything to do with Sigma. The main goal is it making you feel better? Sigma, alpha, beta, like remove all that. Does it make you feel better? That's what's going to really matter at the end of the day. Because believe it or not, this personality trait that we have here is a learning tool. This is, Sigma male is, how can I say, it's an allegory. It's just a word to describe a characteristics. Always keep it in mind. It's an allegory. It's not many people in real life. There's not that many people in real life that's going to identify Sigma, beta, alphas. These are all allegories that's used to say a personality about someone. But people in life don't walk around identifying each other as that. All right, I want to also make sure I put that out there. All right, let's see here. Hey, if you guys asking questions, make sure you putting a Q there. If you ain't got no Q, it's going to be hard. He said, Tony McMillan, can a Sigma male get narcissist woman to be beneficial to the process if his process is going away? Most Sigma males don't go near narcissist women, bro. Listen, a Sigma male, we spend our time by ourselves. When I say by ourselves, narcissist women, we going to recognize that so fast, we going to be gone. So when you say, can we get one? We don't want them. A Sigma male does not want a narcissist woman. We are true introverts. In order for a woman to get close to us, she must be prepared to take on the world with us. Period. Narcissist women, no way. I've never seen a Sigma male with a narcissist, ever. Narcissists normally only date beta males, period. Normally, that's the only type of guy they can date, for real, for real. All right. Does having a nice physique help attract women for Sigma mates? I keep trying to tell you guys, Sigmas are introverts. You can have a nice body. That's just you being healthy. You have people with nice bodies that are not healthy. You got people on steroids, and then you got people that are fit. So when it comes to having a nice body, believe it or not, the most attractive body to a woman is a fit body, not necessarily a bodybuilding body. Because when women look at bodybuilders, you know what they say? They say, oh, that guy's priorities are somewhere else. He's probably more of a girl than I am. That's what most women are going to think. So a lot of times, whenever you get the big body and you get a lot of nice body, you attract a lot of fat women. That's just real talk. So if you're trying to attract women, just be stern. That's it. Women love, right now, the biggest attraction to a woman is a man who's not going to argue with her, and he's just going to be stern and stoic about how he is. Women are so used to beta males and simps that they're tired of it. So now, just being less reactive to her actions are going to be attractive, but be a fit man. I always say, just be fit. Don't try to aim to be a complete bodybuilder, because it doesn't really serve a purpose. If you're fit, you're going to be able to do more. Work on being fit, bro. And trust me, the type of girl that's going to give you the energy is going to come along. Can you talk about Sigmas and dogs? No. On another one, yeah. But we're not finna go right back into there. I got a whole lecture of different topics that I have to top out. Does a beta have to become an alpha first to become Sigma? No. Sigmas normally grow from an introverted point of view. Most Sigmas have been introverted our whole life. With me, I'm an introvert. I've been here. Do I do extroverted things? Yes. I do extroverted things. But like I told you, I keep my extroverted things where they are. I don't have furniture in my house. And if you guys been on Instagram, you know I don't have furniture in my house. My living room is filled with car shit. Tires, fucking pro charger kits, where I got intercoolers in there now, because that's my passion. My passion is customizing cars by myself. So you have to understand that alpha males normally want to lead the crowd. So alphas are different. They're more dominant to society. They're dominant to life. Sigmas, we're dominated towards what we want to do. We stick to ourselves. We're natural introverts. So understand, we're alpha males, which means that we can't be bullied by anyone, but we're not the alpha male that's trying to control people. We're the alpha male. We're the introverted alpha male. Technically, we're the same. So if you're an introvert, you're Sigma. If you're extroverted, you're alpha. That's the difference. All right, let's see here. He says, can an alpha male work a 9 to 5 to retirement? Yeah, if you're alpha amongst people's eyes. But the natural trait is for alpha males to compete for, how can I say, most alpha males can't stay stagnant doing the same job. They're always aiming for higher. Same thing, they're aiming for higher power. Same thing with a Sigma. We're always aiming to get ahead. We don't necessarily fall into those traps where we can repeat the same thing day after day. Beta males can do that because they have a more settled mindset and they're more sensitive. So they're less argumentative and less competitive when emotions are involved. When you start talking millions of dollars and you start talking running businesses and owning and having employees, your brain's going to think differently. Think completely differently. Alpha males are willing to do that because they're trying to convince the world to follow them. Guys that normally work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their life are mainly set in their mindset. They're set in who they are. Beta males are more likely to do this. I explained that most beta males start off competing with the alpha male, but as they get older, they go through too many emotional traumas that they just want to be happy with their life. They go through the most problems with women, and then they go through the most problems with backstabbing friends. Alpha males don't care. They'll get rid of you and get a whole nother friend to follow them tomorrow. More beta males are scarred in life. Sigma males get in less relationships with people. We get in less friendships with men, less friendships with women. Our friends become our dreams. So we're constantly chasing dreams, and we're not chasing to fit in with other people. So, in my opinion, alpha males don't typically settle for 9 to 5s for their whole life. Betas do. That's just how I. That's just how I believe it is. Tito smiles. He says, "Bro, there is this dude at my job that tries to act hard when people stare at him too long. Should I ignore him or check him? Ignore him. Don't allow someone else emotion to throw you off your game. When you see someone doing that, you should automatically be telling yourself, that's a weak man. I got to be careful how I talk to that dude. I got to be careful how I do things around him. I can't trust him. He's too emotional. That's what you should be telling yourself from the outside. When you see men acting like women, you don't ever go near them, bro. That's real talk. When you see men doing female traits and they got to lash out, you got to get rid of that. Bear 3, big shout outs to that dude. He says, definitely got to catch the playback. Just came to show some love and support Sigma Life. Big shout outs to Bears 3. All right, he finally came through. He got the wrench on the side. Last time, they wasn't showing me the wrench. And every time I went to go give you a wrench, they said you had one. But this time, they actually have the wrench on there. Big shout outs to Bears 3. Drew Dub and Johnny didn't show up today. Regular guy, we got you, bro. Even though y'all ain't here, we still know who's who. Gizmo, Keandre, Ant, Enos, at 93, Rockefeller. I forgot somebody. Put your name on out there so I don't forget about you. Let me see here. That was just Tito Smiles. Big shout outs, bro. All right, Perspective to One. He says, would you say Sigma attract friends and enemies even though they are focused on their goals? Yeah, but we can maneuver around them. We'll attract a lot of people, but we're, like I told you, we're very picky who's gonna hang out with us. We can hang out with people, like I told you, I always use my car club for an example. I say, yo, my main thing that I'm extroverted with is only car meets and car cruises. That's it. That's the only thing that I am really extroverted with. Everything else, I am an introvert I'm introverted whenever it comes to my life. So, hold on. Okay, so you have to understand, Sigmas are going to be the mysterious one. We're the ones that's going to be staying our heads above water. We never look broke. We never look like we're down and out. We never look like we're sad. Every time people come across a Sigma is always focused. He's always straight. He always gets his point across, but he's quiet when betas come around running their mouth because we don't want to compete with them. We're more like, oh, you got the Benz? We got that. Cool. Now go back over to the betas and show off in front of them. We're more of that. We'll attract a lot of people, but if those people are not introverts who can come in and help us do what we got to do, then we're pretty much not going to fuck with them. It's that simple. It's like when we do extroverted things, we know we're going to go. We got other plans that we want to do. Spiritual Alpha, big shout outs, bro. We already know that. So keep in mind, you're going to attract a lot of people, but when you live inside of your own world, they can't really come in here. You know why? The most poisonous people are going to walk in your life with a smile on your face. And the more needy you are for these friends, the more backstabbing they're going to be. So with us, a friend has to be valuable. There has to be a reason you are in my life. Because if you're here, if I got you in my life because I feel lonely, you're going to backstab me. We don't feel lonely because we're chasing our dreams. So understand, if a person can't walk in our life and help us with our dreams, if they ain't holding us down, they're doing what, guys? Slowing us down. That's how we look at it. Big shout outs to Rich Passy with the $100. What? We got another baller alert in the building? Y'all competing like that? He said, hold your head high, chest forward, and shoulders back. It will keep your energy and confidence high. Walk like you own the place. Exactly. That's alpha traits. That's alpha traits. You don't feel what I'm saying? An alpha male does that. He's going to walk in and let you know, I'm the man. Sigma males, we do the same thing, but more on a, put it like this. If a Sigma was walking next to an alpha together, we'll let them lead. And the reason why we'll let them lead is because we don't want all the attention. We'll sit back and see what they do. But the alpha always knows that Sigma male is just as powerful as me, but he's not combative. At any given moment, he can do what I do. Always think of like Batman. Always think of 007. Those type of things. Right. She ain't holding you down. She's slowing you down. Y'all got it. All right. Okay. Rich Passy, really appreciate it. I would give you a wrench, but we about to get off now. So next time you'll get your wrench if you come on. And big shout outs. We got some we definitely got some ballers in the building today. I tell you that, you guys are definitely showing me some love. Jordan 11 is in the building. Jordan, you growing on me. You growing on me, Jordan. Okay, he says I don't got much, but still showing love and donations to the lecture. Bro, you've been showing up, and you know what? You're doing good, brother. I got you as a moderator. I got you in here. Remember, everybody that's daily, at some point you will get a wrench. Being dailies, he says the elite is the real Sigma. The elites are beta males. If it was up to a Sigma, we'll let people do whatever the fuck it is they want to do. The elites are beta males because remember I told you, one of the most dominant traits that a beta male has is that they know how to lead in the shadows. See, Andrew Tate's a dominant alpha male, right? But them beta males behind the scene that got power, they're slowing him the fuck down, right? And I always told you, when you look at corporations and Fortune 500s, they always got an alpha male that represents them while the beta males are behind the scenes doing all the genius work, all right? Understand that. Beta males lead from behind the scenes. Big shout outs to Alex. He said you should pay off 40% of what you owe. Oh, he talking about the credit cards. All right. All right, guys, I got to get going. We just did an hour and a half. I want to thank everybody that showed up today, that donated. Infinity and Rich Passy. Man, I really appreciate you guys. I really, let me go back up and see. I really appreciate, I cannot say how much I did not appreciate. I really appreciate you. We're going to start off with Antho, Tito Smiles, Bears 3, big shout out. That's another one. He got his wrench. Spiritual Alpha, you growing on me. You getting close to a wrench. Rich Passy, this is another one. I caught you in here before, but you definitely getting close to a wrench. I was going to give you one today, but I'm getting ready to get off. If it was a little bit earlier, I would have gave you a wrench. And Jordan 11, I really appreciate it, bro. And Infinity, did I say Infinity? Yeah. Why they don't pull his up? All right. Infinity Divinity, big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate it. And my phone dying. All right, 318 showdown, $5. He's like, I learned a lot for you, brother. I really appreciate it, man. You seem like this probably your first time in here. Everybody show him some love on the $5. The more you keep coming back, the more I keep seeing the regulars, the more you guys will get a wrench, and then we start it all over again at the end of the month, he says. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to get off. I got another video dropping in a couple of hours. That's going to be Joe Budden reaction to Michael B. Jordan. And you guys already know between 12:30, 1 o'clock daily lives is what we're going to do. Now, for you that want me to answer questions, you better start sending them to my emails, anthonyspade52@gmail.com. I will answer them on here, or put it in the comments of this video if you want me to do a video on something. Big shout outs to Gizmo, Desiree, Atlas 93, Ingus, Keandre, Rockefeller, Regular Guy, Drew Dub, Johnny. Did I say Gizmo? Gizmo. God, who else? Who else did I forget? I don't want to forget about everybody. I shouted out everybody that donated, but I know I got some here. Shout outs to Sigma Nation, Jordan 11, Orgy King. There we go. Sigma 91. That's another one of my moderators. Sigma 91. Let me give some more shout out. Julio Don. We got Ingus, and everybody know Keandre. Bears 3. All right, I'm just repeating the same stuff. All right, guys, thank you for watching. This live will be up. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.